Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Eldrazi Tron on the draw for game one. Let's see what we can find here. I was looking for the K command, did find it in one. I think we just keep the K command at this point. Thank God I didn't press 2. I will play the E-Temp and pass and hold. Oh, it's Mill. Fan-freaking-tastic. Love that for me. Yep. Do not surgical my K command, please. Yeah, surgically the K command would probably be the end of me at this point. Polluted Delta Fetch. Isa Eland. Preordain. Preordain resolves. And top draw. Their surgical tower, that's fine. We weren't going for tower anyways. We're going for command to Devourer. So unless they have force, we should be okay. Yeah, I don't think going for Tron lands with that first surgical makes much sense here. I think there are better hits like the K command, for example. Alright. Then you should also do it on draw, arguably. Draw. Vexing Bauble. You have another surgical? I was about to say. Imprint Devourer. I will cast K command, Rampant Exile. Exile the crab. Get this off a board now. I really do want to play the Bauble, but I think I need to hold a turn. Because I want to play this Devourer next turn if possible. I will pass. Of course, if I get hit by freaking Field Ruin Archive Trap, I'm going to riot, but what will you do at that point? I guess at that point you can't even play the Devourer, so moot point. No. I should play the Vexing Bauble. Doo-da, doo-da. Yep, I'm gonna get Archive Trapped, aren't I? Mm-hmm. Alright. 24 cards left. Yeah, I should play the Vexing Bauble. Would have set back the Devour turn, though, so I don't know. Dismember. You have another Surgical? Targeting what? Devourer? Don't like that. That's a Devour out of hand now. Yeah, the Vexing Bauble would also have potentially stopped the extraction as well, admittedly. Alright. I will play a Swamp. Cast Bauble. I guess I should have tapped the Temple, admittedly. We'll pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can't play Ugin as it stands. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Fractured Sanity down to 8 cards. Not even sure if I have a threat left in deck. okay command. Let's wait on end step. And I suppose ramp scry draw. Let's ramp scry draw here. I need a threat. That's Sire's a threat. That looks promising. Ugin. Well, top Chalice, top Sire, and pass. Now we need to just kind of pray. I'm trying to think what Chalice for X equals 3? Probably. X equals 3 hits Tasha's Fractured. I think Jace? Question mark? I forget how much mana Jace is. Crab. Land. Down to 3. Yeesh. End step, dismember. No more crab, please. Draw. I need to somehow make it through the next 2 turn cycles. Is that right? So I'm at 2. Yeah, I need to make it somehow through my next 2 turn cycles. I guess I should play the lab. No. All right. Need you to hit nothing but lands for the next 2 turns. That's a Field of Ruin. I'll fail to find. Yep. All I have left is Ugin and map. We draw. The thing is, playing Ugin does nothing at all. Do we somehow win with 0 cards in our library? It's going to come down to their next draw. Attack with Sire. We'll pass. Alright, comes down to this. What you got? Any mill spell will do it. The only card left is a map. Did we somehow win? Blue. Crab. Crab can't block. We somehow got there. I do not know how, but I will take it. Mena says no crabs can block. Not alone. And we got there. Wild. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I'll take the win. Definitely feel like I should have played that Vexing Bauble when I had the chance, but hindsight's 2020 after all. What the hell is my cyber plan for mill? I don't even remember. Let's take a peek. Neil. We want Flute Leveler in. That makes sense to me. We can cut Chalice. We can cut Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, Soul Guide Lantern's doing jack all. Alright. Let's do that. We don't want to bring in all of our 8s, but at the very least Leveler we do want to bring in, because we want something that we can grab off card to clear board, pop a card. One thing I'm considering right now is maybe trimming down on 1 Tezzeret and on 1 Fleshbreaker, bringing 2 TKS, so that way you're actually playing all 3. Something I'm thinking about. I'm not sure yet. That hand looks like kind of like garbage, right? What makes this hand better? Soul Land, 8 hits. K Command X 1 on 2. We have Bobble on 1. We can Needle Field of Ruin. But if... I mean, we don't have double Colorless for K command on 3, even if we curve out. Yeah, I think I need to mulligan that. That's not much better. But at least we can dig deeper with Devourer. Sure, we'll pitch a Devourer here, reveal a Devourer, and pass. He's an island. Trigger. That is a power plant, tower, or map. We don't want to be searching, so I'm going to go power plant. It does suck, though, that we're going to be exiling a leveler. I'll go power plant here. So we're going to go mine, and then needle name Field of Ruin. Mine, needle, consign. Consign. I'll let that eat a consign. That's a-okay by me. I do need another land. A soul land would be great for the K command, admittedly. Do you have a fetch? You have a water grave. Shock, down to 18. Mill 3. Well, there was my freaking soul land that I wanted. Damn. 2 crabs. That's 6 a land now. We draw. Bobble. I mean, yeah, we have to play the bobble. Not much we can do otherwise, admittedly. Seems like they might have a surgical. The most they can surgical right now is the Ugin out of hand. Everything else is in the clear. Alright, there's surgical. Or not. I'll cast bobble. No surgical now. And pass. Jesus Christ. Triple crab. 9 a land. Well, that really sucks. Polluted Delta. So at this point, I just need a way to freaking sweep board, honestly. Not looking good here for game 2. Elise Vexing Bobble is going to deal with Archive Trap. Surveil trigger resolves, and then Crab triggers resolve. Well, there's my tower, which means if they do have the surgical, they're going to surgical the tower now, which means I'm in danger. Yep, there's surgical. Left a black up so they could pay for it. Okay, so no Tron now. I mean, I just need a land so I can maybe stabilize, but press exit out at this point. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my 8 soul lands also gone. Yikes. And the crab triggers aren't even done yet. Another land. And another land. Yeesh. Draw. Hey, look at that. We actually found a land somehow. Alright, I will ramp. I will exile. I'll exile the O3 crab. And done. So now we're only milling 6 a turn. Or 6 per land, rather. We can try and resolve card next turn, though press X to doubt that's happening. Oh, geez. Another 12. Down to 14. Draw. Ease a swamp. I mean, the only thing we can cast here is Karn, so we'll cast it. There's a Karn. I will minus Karn for EE, I think. Because we can go EE for 1 and get rid of the crabs, ideally. It does get rid of Vexing Bobble, but I don't think that is that big of a deal right now. Yeah, I think that's the best option, because we only have 5 mana. Yep, we'll go EE for 1. Grab EE. We'll pass. Alright, so what's that last card in hand? Probably an Archive Trap? Another land, another 6 down to 7. The hard part now is going to be finding a way to win. Aw. Into the Flood Monty Yard. 1 left in hand. Draw. Tease a mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 6. Right now we're at 6. I can minus Karn for what? Unironically, can I minus Karn for a map? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can Karn for a map. I kind of need a land here. Because 1, 2, 3. Did I already play the land? I did, though. The thing is, going for like coding, trying to strip lands doesn't do enough here, I don't think. So what's the out? What's the play? We need to EE for 1 regardless. The only other cards in exile that I can grab, I think, are Leveler and Map. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but then we don't have enough. And I guess we could go Ballista, question mark. Actually, you know what? We could do... What's this 1 card in hand? I'm gonna go Flute, actually. So we're gonna cast EE for 1. Starting off. Crack EE. I genuinely think there's an Archive Trap. I can't think of anything else that's in their hand that is just sitting there rotting when they have 4 mana up. It's either that or a land. So let's just play around the Archive Trap, I guess. And then plus card on Flute. Okay, that's not a land, so yeah, that seems like an Archive Trap. We draw. Well, now I can't map, though. I suppose I'll Karn plus on Flute. I'll cast the map, for what it's worth. And then just start beating them down with a Flute. Drown on the lock? Oh, that's a problem. So, I mean, if the last card is, in fact, Archive Trap, they win here. Was I right? Yeah. I mean, the other option was not to animate with Karn and just hold, but, like, we're going to lose if we don't deal combat damage. We'll concede. Alright, let's go to game 3. We'll cut the gemstone, bring in the chalice, and run it back. Awkward, awkward, awkward. On the play for game 3. I will keep... I'd love to see tower off top. If we find a map, like, we might just need to go for map, honestly. Reveal Devourer. That's a mine or a K command. I mean, the alternative options, we say no to all. The K command lets me cycle, but that's basically the equivalent of, so I guess, yeah, no to all. Alright. Mine, pass. And pass. Oboro. Passing, draw. Sire, not what I wanted to see. Power plant, passing. 4 hits off top for tower. About 1 in 12. Crab. Crab mills 3. Next card on top was Cake Man. That's fine. Would have kind of liked a Mind Stone, admittedly, but right now I just need lands. A Soul Land would be good. Fledgestrand fetch 19. Watergrave Shock. There's a power plant. There's a lab. Would have liked the lab, admittedly. Draw. Map. Well, we'll cast the map. Alright. And now we have to hope that the tower doesn't get milled over. Or that they have a Field of Ruin, etc. Preordain. I mean, kind of have to just go for the tower at this point, if given the option. Top, draw off the Preordain. Sporific Springs trigger, mill 3. No tower. 1 out of 10 chance of drawing it off the top here. That'd be the best case scenario by and large. Black Thoughtseize or a Surgical. Extirpate, Devourer. Devourer down. Okay. Again, feel like you should have done that after I drew in case I drew into a Devourer. Alright. And draw. There's a lab. Do we just go for map? If we go for map, we can't play anything this turn. I think we instead will tuck Leveler or Sire. I can't play the Leveler next turn, so we'll tuck the Leveler. And we can always actually grab Leveler from underneath Lab. There's Consign. We'll pass. Alright. Next turn we can map. Of course, we still need to worry about an Archive Trap. Field of Ruins, son of a... And the next card on top was Tower. Oh, damn. So now the question is, do they go after Tron or do they go after Lab? I think they have to go after Tron, right? Also, Vexing Bobble's out. Mine. Swamp, so Karn's still online. Mill, Temple. There's the trap. 16 cards left. Yikes. 3 cards in hand. Draw, Mind Stone. Well, there's no real harm in cracking the map now, so we're just going to do so. I see only 2 labs in yards. We're going to map for another lab. There's the lab. Play the lab. Imprint Sire 7 Death. Cast Karn. Does Karn resolve? Karn resolves. I will minus Karn for what? We can EE Crab. I mean, I think that might be what we need to do. Okay, we'll go EE Crab. We'll pass. And pass. Crab will mill 6. Down to 8. Surveil. I mean, 1 mill spell will do it at this point. passing. Draw. Play the temple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could play the Ugin, but I think we're still gonna go with the crab play here. EE for 1. And done. Does EE resolve? EE resolves. I will crack the EE. Crab down. Cast Mind Stone. Minus Karn. You have 3 cards in hand. We could go Chalice on 1 for any more crabs. They could have Sandbag crabs, potentially. We'll go Chalice. Chalice for 1. No more crabs, please. We'll pass. It also taxes, whatchamacallit, Consign. Draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can return. Okay, so we're going to do this. So we're going to return Sire 7 Death to hand. Ugin's really not doing much here. And it's clear on that. There's Sire. Karn plus on Mind Stone. Go to combat, swing for 2. Down to 11. Trapmaker's Snare. Search your lobby for a trap, reveal it. What the fresh hell? That's a card? Since when? Alright, reveal the archive trap. You have the mana for it. There's the archive trap. Damn. I mean, yeah, not much I can do about it. Cast it. GG's. Yep. Alright. Well, that is mill for ya. Not much I could do about that. That being said, I'll be back for match number 2. Alright, we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. I will keep one in blind. So if we see a tower with Devourer, do we take the tower? Probably, right? Reveal Devourer, triggers. Yeah, I mean, I think we take the tower just in case, right? Because if we eat a prismatic ending, if we eat a force, we're just big sad. Versus if we have the tower, at least we have 2k commands. Yeah. So the map is bait at that point. Dia's map, pass. I think in this format, you kind of have to play around that. As much as I would have liked, Fleshraker in our 3rd command. Water Grave. Shock. Thoughtseize. Yep. Takes K command. And power plant. And we'll hold the map. Likely Murktide or Goryos would be my guess. Unlikely that it's mill for a 2nd time. I say that I'm going to see a friggin' crab and I'm going to cry. Marsh Flats. Passing and holding. No reason to crack the map right now, is there? No. So we'll just hold. Draw. Play tower. Let's go Chalice for 2. If you have a counterspell, you're going to want to counterspell this. Force Atrox. Okay, so it is Goryo's. Noted. Fetch Marsh Flats. Surveil. So we're just going to want to hold this cake, man. We're not going to want to do anything with it for a while. Not up until the point where we see a potential double Goryos for something in yard. In which case, we might just need to fire it off at some point, regardless. A swamp to yard. End step we will map. And crack for a tower, at least. They know if they play anything, they're going to have to hold up a consign. Riddler Warp. Warp will resolve. Can't do anything about that. They draw a card. Polluted Delta. Go to end step. Warp. That will resolve. And then I'll crack map. For another tower. Phase change. And draw. Again, we don't want to play the K command. Playing the Devour here, it's not ideal with nothing on board, but it is a threat, so let's start applying pressure at least. It's a 6/6, so we have a 3-turn clock on board now. We have a K command as backup. Reading pool and passing and holding. Draw. Cyrus 7 death. I will actually attack first to avoid the Solitude Ephem. Attack with Devourer. I'll say I'm half tempted to hold the Sire in case of Solitude. Actually, we have this member. We're fine. Sire. Play Lab. They know about the Dismember as well, so we can hold up Dismember and K command. So they play Solitude and attempt to Ephem it, then we're fine. Faithful Mending. Lethal's on board. I mean, if they put something in yard, it might be correct to K command it in case of a double Goryos. There's Solitude. I do not care about the Solitude. Okay. Surprised I actually pitched the Solitude as well. Paying cost, preordain. Preordain resolves. One top, one bottom draw. I mean, Lethal's on board, so they need interaction, whether it be Solitude or otherwise. What say you, opponent? Fetch Marsh Flats down to 9. Surveil. There's an Atroxa. 'Cause, 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 'c So, what's the thought process here? We could, as of this moment, K command the Troxa. That plays around a Goryo's because then they could Goryo's, sure. And then Atroxa dies on end step. Because they played a land return, right? Yes, they played their Marsh Flats, they cracked it for the Undercity Sewers. So we could K command and get rid of Atroxa. If they Goryos, they search, then they would need Solitude in order to win. Otherwise, we can hold the K command, I suppose. Scry draw, exile cards in yard. Faithful Mending Atroxa. And done. Pass. Paying cost for Goryos, like I thought. Yep. Troxa will hit board. They see nothing. So Atrox will be sacrificed and put into exile on end step. Meaning that they need a Solitude in hand to not lose. I'll put on bottom, on top, and draw. Okay. Goryo's trigger. And draw. Let's go to combat. Swing for lethal. Solitude or bust. There's Solitude. Solitude will have to exile Devourer, though. Yep. What do you pitch? Prismatic Ending? Okay. Now down to 2. I haven't played a land for turns. We'll play the map. Crack the map. Grab a tower. Play a tower. Is there any harm in playing Devourer right now? Not necessarily, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to hold it in hand to exile something off board. I mean, Sai right now has pseudo hexproof, so it by itself should be enough. We'll just hold. Hold Dismember, hold Devourer. Faithful Mending, up to 4. Discards Grizzlebrand. Okay. And there's Goryos for Grizzlebrand. Okay. You can't attack. The Sire's too big to deal with. And right now it has pseudo hexproof. Opponent concedes. We got there. Alright. Solid win. Move the sideboard for game 2. Bring in Grafdiggers. Bring in Flute. Goryos. Cut Chalice. Flute. Grafdiggers. What do we cut here? I'm pretty sure Goryos does not play Harbinger, but let me actually take a look on that. I haven't looked at their list in a minute. So, Goryos, where are you, bud? There you are. Sideboard cards. Yep, not looking like Harbinger's played. So I think we're fine cutting a swamp here. Yeah. Run it back. Opponent will be on the play. They should have brought in Consign. This hand is not keepable. We'll mulligan. Like, the best thing off top here is a lab, and that's about it. Yeah. Unfortunate. Bone's thinking hard here on the opening hand. Either that or hardly thinking. Not sure which. I do think the K command on the Atraxa was correct, just to play around force and basically mean that they were left open. It's a bit aggressive, admittedly. I'm not sure I could have gotten blown out at that point, since they've already played a land. If they hadn't played a land, I think I needed to hold and play potentially into the force. Opponent will keep their opening 7, I will mulligan. That hand's not much better. Again, the best thing that makes this hand good would be a soul land. At least now we do extend our range into Lab Temple. I mean, I could. It's a bit slow for my liking, but fine. Reveal and pass. So best case scenario here is a lab, so we can play a Mind Stone. And then on turn 2 we can go Tezzeret for Soul Guide Lantern or for Cage. Delta. Trigger. Oofda. That is really unfortunate. I'll grab the map. Cast map and pass. Hope that they don't have a prismatic and hope that we draw into a Tron land. Yeah, I have 8 hits off top for Tron land, so that's good news. But to see no lands there is pretty rough. Flooded Strand, fetch, 18. Hollowed Fountain, shock, prismatic ending for 1. Frog. Frog's fine. Draw. Yeesh. Well, it's no bueno. We'll pass. And pass. I mean, we had so many decent hits off top of Devour. We saw none of them. Frog hits. Does Frog pitch? Pitches a Atraxa. Do you have Goryos? If you had Goryos, I feel like you would have done so prior to combat. Draws a card. Interesting. Well, if K came in hand, any Soul land will do, and any Tron land will do. All good options. Draw. Alright, there's a Tron land. So we have Tron on 3, but is that too... Or Tron on 4, but is that too slow now? I mean, Tezzeret can find Graph Diggers or Soul Guide. We can hold up K command. Yeah, look at a lot of good options. On end stuff, they could Goryos here. Indulgence, so no Goryos, okay. I mean, if Atraxa hits board prior to combat, do I lose on the spot? 7, 10 plus. Yeah, we could very well lose on the spot. Marsh Flats. Pain cost. Goryos. There's Goryo's Atraxa. 3 in hand. There's Consign. Prismatic. Probably, I imagine Consign. What? Consign. Riddler. Prismatic land would be my guess. Just holding the Consign is probably the best thing they can do here. But they will need something to counter the Goryo's trigger. Still trying to think if they can win this turn. If they go Riddler, they pick up 4 cards up to 7. Yeah, I think if they go Riddler, they can win, actually. Consign, Frog, Prismatic. Okay, yeah, if they went Riddler, I think we were dead. Because they were going to be able to pitch their hand all but Riddler. They would have been 6 deep, 9. Plus 7, 16. Draw a card. Yeah, we were dead. 1000%. But our opponent didn't see the line. So, Consign, Delta, Frog, Ending. Consign, Delta, Frog, Ending, pitches, Frog. Okay. Down to 6. You need something for the end step trigger. So do you have an EFEM or do you have a second consign? End step trigger. Goryos. I guess you could just let it go as well. They used consign. Honestly, it may have been better to just hold the consign because the frog has me dead to rights. Grab the power plant. We draw. There's Karn. So they have Prismatic Ending. We can't bridge because Ending will just get rid of it. We can Devour or Atroxa, but then we're dead to Frog, right? So what's the solution here? We can K-Command, Ramp, Exile, Troxa. Okay. Oh, not Exile Troxa. We can't Exile Troxa now. We don't have enough. Yeah, I'm thinking we're just dead, right? Because again, we can Karn for bridge, but then Ending gets rid of bridge. Blue, black, white. Yeah. We can Devour or Atroxa, but then we die to Frog. We can Tezzeret, Fleshraker, Needle Frog, but then we're dead to Atroxa. So what's the solution here? I think the solution is that there is none. Because theoretically speaking, the best play I have is Karn into bridge. But even then, I think Frog gets underneath of it, right? Yeah, Frog gets underneath of it. I can command Frog, but then I'm down to 5 mana. And then I have no way to stop Atroxa. Yeah, I think we just lose. Okay. I'll just concede. There's no point in prolonging the inevitable. Alright. Let's move to game 3. I will cut the gemstone, bring in Chalice, run it back. On the play for game 3. 8 hits off top we'll keep. It's a little bit rough, but the Soul Guide's nice. The K-Command's good. Overall, like, a lot of good utility in this hand. We'll pass. We'll pass. Hollowed Fountain, Shock, Prismatic. It's a Prismatic. That's fine. Not the end of the world, though annoying, admittedly. Tis a lab. I will cast Vaccine Bauble. I will cast Soul Guide Lantern. And I'll pass. And we'll hold. Love to see a 7-minute value spell here to tuck under lab so we can hold up a large K command. And draw. That's a Karn. We do like Karn. Done. And hold. Fetch. They could still be holding up consigns. I'm not going to hold. Not going to fire off the K command. Faithful Mending. I kind of want to fire it off now though because now they can't force it. I'm scry draw. We already have protection for yards, so I kind of just want to dig. Devourer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, we do have 7. I'm more likely to just play the Karn, honestly. Bottom Flesh, top Devour, draw, will pass. Because then we can tuck the Devourer, and we can cast the Karn and hold up some mana. We'll have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, we could Karn the bridge and force them to have another prismatic ending. Solitude to yard. We'll pass. Yeah, if they play Frog here or tap out entirely, I think we go bridge. Breeding Pool, shock, down to 15. And passing. We'll draw. He's a Tezzeret. We like Tezzeret. Tuck Devourer. I mean, I think we play Tezzeret here. Yeah. I think I'll tap like this. Tezzeret. Does Tezzeret resolve? Paying cost. Hard cast force. I mean, that allows me to cast Karn here. Karn. Minus Karn. Yes. So, now what do we want here? I don't think we grab Bridge right now because I don't want it to get seized. So we could just go... We can't go Tormod Script because of Vexing Ball. We also have the Soul Guide Lanterns, that's a moot point. We could grab Map. Map's not necessarily a bad idea just to try and push things through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 mana next turn. We also could go Coding. Actually, I like that idea. Let's go Coding and then pass and hold. Yeah, I think Coding's correct. Because then we can go Coding. We can then use Coding as bait for the bridge follow-up. I'm not even sure if we need bridge as a follow-up, actually. With Coding, if they don't play a land, we could just go Trini. Alright. Draw map. Don't want to play map right now. Do we want to start with Coding? Yeah, we'll start with Coding. Does Coding resolve? There's Consign, that's fine. So next question is, do I minus Karn here? If I minus Karn for what? Like I said, I could go Bridge. Bridge allows us to pretty much lock things down, and then I think the only thing that can deal with Bridge is a prismatic ending. So in that case, if we later Stonebrain for it, we could do that. We're 1 short on mana for Stonebrain and Stonebrain activation, hence I'm a bit hesitant to go that route, because then it just eats a prismatic itself. We alternatively could also Flute for Frog. Actually, you know what? I kind of like that idea. I'm going to minus Karn for Flute. Frog is a genuine issue if left unattended. So I will go Flute. We're going to play the map and hold the Flute. And like I said, we're short 1 on the Stonebrain for Frog, so no options there. But this way we have options. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Fetch Polluted Delta. Shady Backstreet. Efem to yard. And draw. Go into end step. Crack the map. I think I'm going to grab a temple here so we can eventually play this Devourer. And draw. Play the temple. We will plus card on nothing, and then hold flute. So now basically if they play the frog, we can devour the frog. Paying cost for prismatic ending. Oh, not prismatic ending, faithful mending. Flashback. Yep. What do you put in Yard? We might have to play around double Goryo's line. So if they have an Atroxa in Yard, we might have to Soul Guide. Rizzlebrand. Interesting. So I think we have to do one of two things. We either need to flute for Goryo's here, or we need to Soul Guide Lantern now. Because we have to play around double Goryo's is the problem. So I think I need to flute naming Goryo's. Flute. If they can sign it, then we're going to Soul Guide. Goryo's Vengeance. So this way they can't double Goryo's. And we'll hold. Even if they draw into a land, they can't. Right now they can't even cast Goryo's. Okay. There's a frog. Frog is fine. We can exile frog to Devourer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Though if we do eat a consign, that would be a bit concerning, of course. 3 cards in hand. Return Devourer to hand. And draw. Another flute. Ooh, interesting. Well, we'll play the power plant. We don't have enough for Devour and Flute, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would consider fluting for Consign here to start. Though, actually... No, if you flute for Consign, then go for Bridge. Not a really great option. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 mana after we play Flute. What can we do with 4 mana? I mean, we could go Bridge, but then they still get under Bridge with Frog, which I don't like, and not to mention Karn would be down. I think we just have to Devour then. Devour. Yield to all. You have a Consign. Paying cost. There's Consign. So Karn will be down one way or the other. Yeah, so probably the best thing we can do here is minus Karn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will activate Karn. What do we grab with Karn? I mean, I think at this point, probably Bridge. Yeah, let's go Bridge. And we'll pass. Because next turn we can flute name Frog. Or depending on how much mana they have left up, we can instead name Consign, for example. But likely gonna name Frog. They still can't double Goryo's. End step. And draw. Chalice. We could threaten a Chalice on 1 that eats Ephem, that eats Consign, or at least attacks as Consign, right? We could do that. It's either that or we Flute on Frog. We can't do all 3 is the only problem. I will... How many consigns have we seen? 2? They could have Force in hand, admittedly. I'll cast Flute. This way we can name Psychic Frog. Goryo's target Grizzlebrand. In response, I will exile your yard. Goryo's fails. Name... Oh, actually... So we can name Consign to Memory here, can't we? But I feel like they would have used it. So, Psychic Frog. Cast Bridge. Cast Chalice for 0, counter Vexing Bauble. And pass. Fledgestrand fetch. Surveil. Hold in case they, I guess, prismatic the Vexing Bauble. So they have Faithful Mending. Gorys is still being taxed for 3 mana. Nothing but lands in yard. Frog can't attack. And draw. Cast Mind Stone. Does Mind Stone resolve? I will pass. We'll hold. Casting Faithful Mending from yard. That will resolve. Discards Ephem Solitude. I want to keep the Mind Stone on board because we do not have the mana for Ugin right now. So we're going to hold. Draw. Devourer, we do have the mana for, though. Yield to all. Devourer does land. We'll pass. Paying cost for a Faithful Mending. Or a Solitude. Solitude is fine. Exiles Devourer. And pass. Draw. Another Mind Stone. I will cast the Mind Stone. And on end step, we'll crack a Mind Stone. Crack a Mind Stone. Draw a card. Another Mind Stone. We'll draw. There's Karn. Attempt to resolve Karn. Paying cost. Consign. Consign will resolve. Yield to all. Cast Mind Stone. On end step, we'll crack the Mind Stone. There's Flesh Rake. We'll draw. I will cast a Flesh Rake. I'll play a Lab. And on end step, we'll crack the Mind Stone. At this point, they could just hard cast a Troxo. I think that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, can only do so much. There's a Troxa. What do you find? At this point, we'll put a pause on end step. There's a prismatic ending. I do need to note that. I imagine they'll take the prismatic. Because that way they can prismatic the bridge. Would have been really good if we could have resolved that Karn earlier. Force prismatic bones. End step. Crack the Mind Stone. Draw. Map. Not exactly what I wanted. Draw. Oh boy. Yeah, that is a bit of an issue, admittedly. We'll play the mine. We'll play the map. Trigger the Flesh Rake. Trigger the Flesh Rakes. They do have force. As much as I don't want to, I'm going to crack the Vexing Bubble, draw a card. I don't know if there's a Trox on board if I can help it. Bit of a risky move, but it paid off. Triggers. So Troxa's off board at the very least. Marshflat's fetch. Emperor Bones can grab Solitude. But they're first going to have to prismatic ending the bridge. They'll still have force up. And then another, what, 4 cards in hand? We can block the Solitude of the spawns. Yep, there's Prismatic. Bridge down. Notably, it is Exile, which is relevant. Emperor Bones targets Solitude. Yep. Adapt. Yep. That will exile the Devourer. Up to 31. Go to attacks. Attack with the Solitudes. Go to blocks. I will block. I will block. Before damage, we'll crack the map for tower. And then pass and full. Bones trigger. And draw. K command. Well, if it weren't for this force, I would fire off this K command without issue. Funny enough. I will hold. Yep. I almost want them to cast another Atraxa. Targets. Can target a Devourer, I suppose. K command. Yep, that's fine. We'll take the 7. We have plenty of life, so I don't need to force through this K command if I don't need. Paying cost. I think they're playing Atraxa. How many consigns have they played? 1, 2, 3. I mean, I think we fired it. Yeah. Holy hell, it resolved. And I think we just win. Bottom the Mind Stone, bottom the map, bottom Dismember. I mean, we're just going to K command at this point, so I mean, we kind of want everything as a one of. So top, 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 and top, and draw. Triggers down to 1. Sorry, down to 2, correction. K command, ramp scry draw. And done. And Bone scoops it up. We got there. Woo! All right, solid stuff. We hedged our bets on that consign because yeah, if they had consigned, we were SOL. But I think it was worth the chance. All right. Well, we'll be back for match number 3. All right, we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1. Soul Lands off top. Yeah, we'll keep it. I'm pretty sure this might be mill again. I'm sitting here going to Bolt. I feel like I've played against Bolt. I'm like, oh yeah, I think I remember. I think I remember. I'm in danger. So yeah, I think we're looking for a Soul Land. Turn 1 Bauble, play around Archive Trap, and then if we can go Soul Land at the Flesh Rink, that would be nice. There's the lab. Tower. Bauble. Pass. And pass. So next time we can Flesh Rake, Tuck Devour, Tuck Ugin. Ease a crab. We draw. Ease a lab. Tuck Ugin. Cast Flesh Rake. Pass. Swear I'm gonna put a freaking Eldrazi Titan into my sideboard at this rate. Polluted Delta. Fetch. Ease an island. Would've liked that Dismember. Like that Temple too, for that matter. Drown Lock. Cool. Draw. Hey, it's a temple. Cast Mind Stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I have to cast the other Mind Stone. Ugh. We'll pass and pass. Field of Ruin. Thank God. Crab. Mill. Crab. Mill. Are they surgical? My Devour MSOL. I'll be real. Fractured Sanity. 23 cards left. K command. I mean, I think I have to go for Devour to apply pressure on board. And pass and full. And pass. Visions. Ancient Recall at Home. He's a crab. It's a Field of Ruin, another 6. You get rid of my lab. Actually, I guess you can't, not this turn. Surgical. Karn, that's fine. I think you probably should have taken Command, because I think all my Devourers are out. Yeah, I think you should have taken Command, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Draw. Tezzeret. Do we even have anything that Tezzeret can grab at this point? I don't think so. Anything of use? Needle, no. Chalice, no. Ramp Exile Crab, I suppose? Yeah. I think that's right. Ramp Exile Crab. Hold up Ugin. In case we need the exile effect. And we hold. We're down to 10. We need 2 turn cycles. Can we get there is the question? We're not even going to draw with Ugin. We're literally just going to use it for the exile ability. Alright, no reason to pick up Ugin then. Targets? Yeah, I mean, I'll do it. That's fine. Fail to find. Do we have anything? That's actually really funny. We just have map, yeah. Damn. Draw. Ease a tower. Tezzeret comes in. Extraction name Fleshraker, that's fine. Okay. Tower. Cast Tezzeret, question mark? Do I even have enough artifacts? I might have enough artifacts to ult. Alright, we'll play the Tezzeret. Like, there's a weird off chance that it might be what ends up happening. Attack with Devourer. Pain cost. For what? What is this? Oh. Awesome. We could crack the Mind Stone, try and find artifacts, so we can get Tezzeret to ult. Is that really what I'm gonna have to do here? I don't think I have any threats left in the deck. I don't think I do. Do I have Sires left? Hold up. I know Devour's out. Okay, I think I still have some Sire 7 deaths. I think I have 1. Do I have 1 Sire left? Yeah, I think that's the only threat I have left in deck right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, damn, man. Untap the Mind Stone. Draw a card. Yeah, sure. What can I do here? I guess I can K command. K command X equals 2. Done. Bottom, top, draw. Cast the Mind Stone. We're going for a Tezzeret ult. That I think we need to do that. Like, that's going to be basically our only threat at this rate. We'll pass. We just get milled out. Jace, yep, Jace will do it. That is, what, 15? Yep, Sour's our last threat. We'll concede. Alright, game 2. We'll cut the gemstone, bring in flute, bring in leveler. What else do I cut here? Soul Guide Lantern, right. Alright, let's run it back. On the play for game 2. Sure. Trying to just leverage Flesh Raker, I guess. Isa Mine. Pass. And pass. Tis an island. Tis a crab. Draw. A second Flesh Rake. Love that, actually. I'm really tempted to Chalice here, to be honest. Chalice for 0, just so we can ramp. Yeah, I think it's necessary. Pass. And pass, because we can get Karn on board. Maybe we can... Oh, second crab. Shelldock Isle, Mill 6. Hey, it's my leveler, but I also would have liked a ton of those lands. Draw. Mindstone. So I can cast Flesh Raker first. Triggers. Always yield. Always yield. Cast Mindstone. Triggers. At this point, I will pass. Do I pass or do I try and draw and try and just dig deeper? And if you draw into a land, that's fine, but I think I just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we just hold. We'll pass. We can't attack. I mean, we can, but it's freaking 0-3s. How does Shelldock Isle read again? Exiled card, if Alpina's mana cost has 20 or fewer cards in it. Okay. We still have a bit of time. Oboro. So now they have a land drop every turn. Paying cost. Fractured Sanity. Okay. Down to 26. Draw. Ooh. I mean, yeah, this might just get us there. Because this mana neutral. X equals 4. So we have Karn, we have Mindstone. Mindstone's mana neutral. And we'll just scoop it up. Yeah, I think at that point, because Mindstone's mana neutral, that's another 4. We have Karn. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. Thank you, Flesh Raker. Bring back in the Gemstone, cut the Chalice, and run it back. And now we pray. I mean, the main thing that they probably should have brought in was Consign. I feel like they do play Dismembers. They might bring in Dismembers for Flesh Rake. Potentially. I know they also have Drown the Lock. I mean, we'll keep it. Going down to 6 cards. Reveal Devourer and pass. Blue to Delta. Trigger. I will grab the E Temple. I think the E Temple's correct. Yeah. I will play the mine. I will pass. Fetch Surveil. Fetch resolves. Surveil resolves. Keeps it on top and pass. Paying cost for Glimpse. Draw. Leveler. Cast Flesh Raker. Pass. And pass. Crab. Crab Mill. Fetch Crab Mill. Murderous Cut. Drown. Draw. Map. Play Mind Stone. Do I have to go for Tron here? I might have to. God. Map. Pray you don't have a freaking archive trap. Pass. Fractured Sanity. Cycle. Oh, son of a... They found a power plant. So now if they have a surgical effect, they can surgical out the power plant. I mean, I think I have to go for it. Power plant. Archive trap. 14. Draw. Play the power plant. So we have Devourer, we have Leveler. We're gonna play Leveler. Target Crab and pass. Does Leveler resolve? Leveler resolves. 13 cards left in deck. Can we somehow make it out of this? Need 2 turn cycles. Draw. Karn. Interesting. Play the mine. I mean, we play Karn. Actually, let's play Leveler. No. I think I have to play Karn first. Cast Karn. Does Karn resolve? Minus Karn. Yes, I think I need to keep him off a double blue, so we go Liquid Metal. Liquid Metal. Cast Mind Stone first. Cast Liquid Metal. Go to combat. Attack, Leveler, target the Power Stone. Paying cost for Drown. Baleful Mastery. Exiling Karn. Oh, didn't expect that. Second main. Of course. I guess I should have chosen nothing. Yeah, that was misplanned on my part. Was a misplay on my part. I should have chosen nothing. Tezzeret. Well, I guess I could have put a... Oh, I could have put a counter on Leveler. Shit. I completely forgot about that. I don't think it's going to matter, though. At this rate. 4 down to 3. It's going to matter, isn't it? It's going to effing matter that I didn't 0 Tezzeret on Leveler. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna cost me the game. Draw. Tower. Tezzeret. Target. Combat. Leveler. Target liquid metal. Triggers Tezzeret. So unfortunate. If I had 0 Tezzeret, then we may have been okay, but now I'm not confident. Tower, pass. Yeah, I made 2 mistakes. A, did it not even matter? Go for a throw? Okay. No, I guess they could have gone to throw the leveler, so I guess we weren't gonna win regardless. Because go for a throat reads, oh, non-artifact creature. Shit. No, it still mattered. We punted. Crypt Incursion? Oh, okay. Yes. Up to 22. Okay. I mean, it gets them a turn, at the very least. Tezzeret. Untap, or put a counter on Leveler. Cast Devourer. Go to combat for Leveler. Target the Power Stone. Trigger Tez. Down to 12, lethal's on board. Do you have the last mill that I punt? Crab, do you have land? Paying cost. Crab, do you have land? Yeah, you do. We punted. I don't know. I completely forgot about Tezzeret zeroing on the leveler. Had we done so, we had lethal. Yep, that's on me. Alright, we'll concede. Not much I can do about that. Alright, well, we'll be back for match 4. Alright, we're back for match 4 on the draw for game 1. Let's see what we got. Put mulligans down to 6, keep 6, and Overgrown Tomb Shock for a Thoughtseize. For a Hierarch. Interesting. Draw. Second power plant, didn't want to see that. We'll play the map and pass. And pass. Another Hierarch. Okay. Attack for 2. Down to 18. Draw. Second map. I mean, I'll cast the Flesh Raker here and pass. Next turn we can crack map for mine, play mine, play map, trigger Flesh, cast Soul Guide. So I'll have Tron on 4 at the current rate we're going. Still not entirely certain what we're playing up against. I mean, so far my guess would be humans, but that doesn't seem right. Opponent's pausing. We'll pass. Could be Infect. I did give that some thought because we normally see Hierarch and Infect, yeah. But it'd have to be a really weird hand for them not to play anything, right? Or like anything with Infect. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird hand, if so. I think most of their combat tricks or spells that grow are 1 mana. We always could go for Tezzeret Chalice on 1. It's a thought. We'll take the 2 down to 16. Still confused. They're pausing on the Exalted trigger. Why? Okay, we'll take. Down to 16. I mean, after next turn cycle, we'll be able to block of a spawn. Whoa. Birthing Ritual. Okay. Now I'm even more confused. So it's a Birthing Ritual deck? I don't think they normally play Mana Dorks, do they? So watch the stick here. They've also been missing land drops. Voice of Resurgence, sure. Ooh, hello. Tower. Cast Soul Guide Lantern. Triggers. Opponent's pausing. Why? Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have Graph Digger's main, so we can't Tezzeret for Graph. I will then cast another map. It's mana neutral. We have Tron next turn, so I'll be able to cast Ugin, exile the Writ. We'll pass. Finally found another land. Fetch. For a white source? Yep. Down to 13. White, white, green. White, white, green. Skyclave app, exile, Flesh Rake. Sure. To combat. Exalted trigger. Go to blocks. We'll block. Prior to damage. Map. For mine. So next time we have Ugin. We can Ugin into Tez. I mean, the worst case scenario here is what? Freaking Gaddock Teague? If they have a Gaddock Teague mana, I might be in trouble, honestly. Because then we can't play Ugin. Because their mana base doesn't suggest that they're playing Harbinger main, so I don't think I need to worry about that. But Gaddock Teague, I would have to. Friggin' 1000 IQ play, registering a deck with Gaddock Teague main at this point. And it's decent into Belcher, I guess. Decent into Tron, of course. Sax Voice. Okay. Huh. I was not expecting anything with blue because of, you know, your mana base does not look like it supports blue. Interesting. Oculus triggers always yields. So, I mean, we can exile 3 cards this turn. Draw. So, I will cast Ugin. Ugin exiles Ak. Ugin resolves? Or do you have a force? 0. Cast Mind Stone. Ugin. Exile. We definitely need to exile the ritual. Ritual down. Cast Tezzeret. Trigger. Exile app. So we get a blocker. Yield to all. Minus Tezzeret. For Chalice on 0, exile another card? Yeah, I think so. Chalice on 0. Exile... I don't actually... Do I care about the elemental token? I really don't. We'll exile the Hierarch. That way they're light on mana. Alright. Tezzeret will trigger. And at this point we'll pass. So now even if you have another Writ, at most you can get a 1 mana value spell. That's fine. Strangleroot Geist. Huh. Okay. I mean, you can take down Tezzeret. Interesting. And solid skirmish rhinos? What is happening right now? Exiles the illusion. Sure. Go to combat. Toughness equal to the number of creatures you control. All at Ugin? Sure. Go to blocks. We block. Prior to damage, I'm gonna draw a card. Draw a card. So is it, well, like 4-color Birthing Writ, but not the Omnath version, I guess? Ugin takes a hit down to 3. That's fine. We have another Ugin to replace it, if needed. You have a land drop for a turn, so you don't need to crack map. You can hold that up in case of a Sage you at some point. You have 1 card in hand. It's not a land. I guess it could be a land. Okay. We can exile at least 2 cards. Draw. Ugin plus draw card. 'Tis a tower. Cast Mindstone. Exile Geist. Trigger Tezzeret. Crack Mindstone, draw a card. Rude. In that case, I will crack Mindstone, draw a card. Additionally rude. I mean, I could just cast Ugin plus Ugin, but alternatively I could just minus Tez, I suppose. I mean, exile the elemental token. Keeps the manifest creature on board, though, I guess. Yeah, we'll just do this. Exile. And exile. So now they just have a manifest creature on board. We'll have a fresh Ugin. And draw a card. It's a Sire. Okay. We'll pass at this point. We have nothing to zero the Tezzeret on. Nothing. And I don't have a reason to minus either, so it's fine. I need to remember, if a Planeswalker has an activated ability, we should always look at, should we act? Why didn't you attack? They pass through combat. Opponent will concede. Okay. I'll take the win. Let's move the sideboard. We'll bring in Cage, bring in Flute. I don't think I have... No, I don't. What do I do here? Chalice out. Soul Guide might need to stick. Pithy Needle? I'm not sure what I would name with Pithy Needle. Grafdigger's is a must. Vexing Bubble hits Solitude. I mean, I guess Needle could theoretically name Boseiju, I suppose. Dismember is a yes. I imagine since they're playing green, they play at least one copy of Boseiju, so we need Swamps. Soul Guide's a maybe, just because of the Abhorrent Oculus, but we didn't see blue sources. Doesn't mean that there isn't blue sources, I suppose. You know what? I'll cut the needle here and we'll just run it back. I think, at least of right now, I can only think of Boseiju that we would be able to name reasonably. Yeah, 8 hits off the top, we'll take it. At worst, this is a Tron on 4. I've been seeing definitely more Birthing Ritual decks, but no real consistency between them. There's like the Bant version with Oculus and whatnot. And then there's the Omnath version, the Cascade version, which I think is like cute, but probably not as good as the more traditional version, I'd bet. But it is pretty nutty. Running Charmo main like freaking mad people. But it's on the 5 cards. We'll pass in full. There's the Hierarch. We draw. Tamble. Cast map. And pass. We have 8 hits off top for Tron lands, and then another 4 for Flesh Rake if we want to just play Flesh Rake. Is a Writ, a Hierarch, attack for 2. This opening hand seems rather familiar. We draw. A second mine. I will play Lab, Imprint Ugin. Cast map and pass. And draw. On end step, we'll crack map. Attack for 2, down to 16. That is fine. I'll just always yield these, because it's not like I'm going to do anything about them. I'll always interact prior to combat, most likely. I guess that's not entirely true. End step. Crack the map. For a power plant. Draw. Ease a map. I will play another map. Do we need to? No. Are we going to? Yes. And we'll pass. I mean, I think we just probably hold the lab. We don't even crack it this turn because I want to, no, actually, no, we'll crack the map. If they have Boseiju, they have Boseiju. They're going to go for one of my Tron lands, not the freaking lab. Crack the map for a tower. Isa tower. Isa Ugin. Cast Ugin. Ugin target. Always yield. Does Ugin resolve? White. White. What the hell is this? Solitude? Sure. That's fine. Do I care about that? I mean, I guess if they have a Birthing Writ, let's 0 Ugin. Isakarn. Ugin Exile Solitude. Karn will ETB. What do I have on my sideboard that would be relevant here? It's not looking like much, honestly. I suppose that I could just plus Karn on map. Or does plus Karn? I'm just going to plus... I guess, actually, no, hold on. Minus Karn. I have an idea. I has idea. I want to get rid of this hierarch. And I can do that on the cheap. We can do it. Actually, yeah, opponent's going to concede because, yeah, I put Needle into the side. We can just go Needle and name Beseiju, just on the off chance. All right. Well, we'll be back for match 5. All right, we're back for match 5 on the draw for game 1. I mean, it's a turn 2 Karn, right? Yeah. Gemstone, Pitch, Temple, pass. Ogre and Tomb, Shock Thoughtseize? No. Young Wolf. Okay, this looks like Yawgmoth. Could be Yogg Scale. Draw. Tease a Mine, pass. I mean, we're looking at Karn on 2. What do we grab with Karn on 2? I mean, I guess we could grab Tormod's Crypt, question mark. Try and disrupt the Young Wolf line. Could grab Flute. Oh, you know what? We could grab Grafdigger's Cage. Could also be Samwise, yeah. That's another option. I feel like Young Wolf ends up in a lot of decks right now. Just for the additional value. I think what I'd like right now is a K command, honestly. Winds Up Teeth Fetch. Okay. Temple Garden Shock. Is it Sam? It is Sam. Okay. Sire 7 Death. Well, that does complicate things, I will say. Tuck Sire. We need to cast Karn. Unfortunately, there is a non-zero chance they can combo off here. So I think I need to go for Tormod's Crypt. The only problem is with Tormod's Crypt that they have two food in the cat and yard, then they can just bring the cat back. So if they play Cat Viscera Seer, they can just win, right? Another option is to say screw the Tormod's Crypt, go Grafdigger's Cage, and just pray they don't win. That might be the right call. We also go Torpor Orb, because then Torpor Orb, I guess they'd still have an infinite sack outlet, so I think we have to go Cage. We'll go Cage. And pass. I guess the other option in that case, maybe we should just plus Karn. Oh, there's the Cauldron Familiar. We could have just plussed Karn first. Yeah, probably should have done that, honestly. Kept it on board. Ah, son of a... The Viscera Seer? Yep. Carrion Feeder, same idea. Yep, they go through the loop now. And like I said, the Tormod's Crypt wouldn't have done much. Damn. That's a turn 3 win. We'll concede. We needed some more interaction. So we definitely want Cajun, Needle, Grafdigger, Soul Guide. I don't think we need Vexing Bauble here. Cut Bauble, cut Cavern, bring in Flute, keep Chalice, run it back. Yeah, that seems right. Because we can name Cauldron Familiar with Needle effects. And that'll stop the loop. Yeah. And then also the sack outlet, but I think it's better for us to name Cauldron Familiar. Because they have multiple sack outlets, whereas Cauldron Familiar, we just need to name it, and then we're fine. So, we have options. A random thought came to mind. I don't think I'd play Vexing Bubble for it, but Dryad Arbor. Dryad Arbor, it's considered playing a land, not casting a creature, right? So if you have a Vexing Bobble on board and they play Dryad Arbor, it doesn't get countered, right? Because you're not casting it. Actually, I have no idea how that interacts. I'm just generally curious. On the play, best thing off the top here would be a Soul Land. I mean, we have 8 hits. I mean, if you find a lab, it's really good. If you don't find a lab, then it's really bad. Mulligan? We'll keep it. There's enough hits off top when I think about it more that I think it might be worth it. Even just a land, a Tron land would be palatable here. Still be a bit slow, especially because they can win on 3. The flute, though, is nice. The K command is nice. The Karn is good. So, I'm looking at a 6. Reveal Devour Destiny. Trigger. There's the temple. Play the tower and pass. And pass. So we can hold up K command, or we can play the Mind Stone. Overgrown Tomb Shock for halfling. We're gonna bolt the bird. We draw. Temple. Ramp and exile. Bolt the bird. And done. And pass. And pass. I would like a land off top. Underground Mort Surveil. Okay. One card on top. And Familiar. So Flute naming Familiar will work here. Draw. We also can Needle it. So Mind Stone. Mind Stone resolves. We could play another Mind Stone. It is more like quote-unquote permanent spawn. Honestly, I kind of do want to do that. Mind Stone. Needle. Name Cauldron Familiar. And pass. So no recursion of Cauldron Familiar is good. We can play card next turn. Attack for 1, down to 18. No white sources for Sam. Okay. They can always besage you, though. Ritual. Yep. Ritual, Familiar. They probably play Gaddock Teague, which is a concern. 2, 4, 5. Would love to see another temple. Young Wolf is fine. We'll draw. I mean, probably Karn Plus is the play, right? There's a map in exile. It is a Karn. Do we plus or minus here? Right now it's just a -1, so we go down to 3, down to 2. We'll minus Karn, yes. from the sideboard, what do we want to grab? There isn't too much here, to be honest. I mean, I guess if we go Stonebrain, we can Stonebrain out their combo. If we take the Sam or take the Familiar. Right now the Needle's on Familiar, so I would probably take the Sam. That is a consideration. Otherwise, we can grab Map for land. Because I would like another Temple for Devourer. I think the Stonebrain's probably correct. We'll grab the Stonebrain. We'll pass. And pass. Temple Garden, there's Sam. Most likely. Three cards in hand. Karn goes down to 2. Between Brain and Flute, we should be in a good position. Would also love to see a Tezzeret so we can find Cage and turn off the Ritual. Right now this Ritual is just really good value. Sam. Yep, there's Sam as expected. Wolf will go at Karn. Again, really? Why not? That's weird. Wolf, Undying trigger, Gilded Goose trigger. Again, they can't bring back the Cauldron Familiar because of Needle. So Needle's currently locking them out of that. I think they're trying to figure out why they can't return Cauldron Familiar. I think that is what they're trying to figure out. It is an activated ability. Draw. Lab. That is perfect. Lab. Imprint Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Imprint Ugin. Cast Devourer. We're gonna go after Sam. We could go after Ritual, admittedly, but I think it's right to go after Sam here. X2 for another Sam. Safekeeper, sack a land, make it hexproof. I see. Yield all. Well, plus Karn on a food token. Yeah, I was not expecting the Sylvan Safekeeper. We can turn the Safekeeper off with Flute next turn if we really need, but maybe we should have went for the Ritual. Gaddock Teague. Triggers Sam. No one attacks and Ritual trigger. So there is the Gaddock Teague. Glad we got Karn on board early. Ugin is locked down though. So we do need to deal with Gaddock Teague somehow. Or not. That's fine. Oh, Lawbringer. Lawbringer pops what? Needle or Karn? Triggers. Needle. That's fine. You can't combo off this turn. So that's a-okay. Yeah, another reason why I probably should have went for the Ritual, admittedly. So again, we can Flute, we can Brain, Power Plant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're short 1. I guess what I can do here, let's minus Karn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Minus Karn for bridge, question mark? We can flute on cat. Bridge would mean Karn sticks on board. Yeah, okay. Bridge. Brain. Familiar. I mean, yeah, that's fine. Familiar resolves. Yield all. That's true. I guess Torpor Orb would be good for next turn. Flute name familiar, so now they need to deal with Flute, and then we can go Torpor Orb, and that should lock things down. Windswept Teeth fetch. Yield to all. So maybe going Torpor Orb instead of Brain would have been right, in retrospect. Yeah. We'll name Cauldron Familiar again. And we'll pass. Because at that point, they won't have any triggers, and they would need a Boseiju. Okay, so Familiar's locked down. They can't attack Karn. Haywire Might's fine, because they can't activate Might with Karn on board. But I guess that actually means I can't activate Karn for a turn. Or rather, minus Karn for Orb for a turn. I need Karn on board. Sacrifices Lawbringer. Do they find another Lawbringer? That's a problem. Finds a Grist. Grist is also a bit annoying, admittedly. We will draw. That works. We got a bit lucky there, but as I always say, better lucky than good. Yield to all. Grist down, so Karn sticks on board. So I have to Karn plus on a food. And we'll pass. So if they were to go for another Lawbringer, they would have to sack Sam unless they need a draw into it. So next turn we go Torpor Orb, and that should lock it down. Though I guess a Grist would pose an issue. Returns Gaddock Teague, that's fine. So we can Stonebrain Grist next turn. And get Torpor Orb. Because I think Grist is the only thing that can kill Karn. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you draw into a land, I'm actually kind of... I guess we can't play Battleship, can we? Draw. Alright, well, let's start by Stonebrain target you. Name Grist the Hunger Tide. Let me confirm that's the correct one. Yes. Okay, no grist, but there's Assassin's Trophy, so they do still have ways to get around. Noted. So Assassin's Trophy, looks like Force of Vigor. So they actually do have things main. Yeah, look at that. Alright, so no grist. I want to do this then. One, two, three, four, five. Problem is Sylvan's Safekeeper can also deal with Leveler. Karn minus. Awkward. So, I mean, I guess I could go for another Stonebrain, go for Assassin's Trophy, which they have 2 of. That might be correct. Otherwise, we go Torpor Orb. Interesting. Could also go Filigree Silex. Filigree Silex on 1 gets rid of Goose, Cat, Mite, Sylvan Safekeeper. Because then we can tap it, blow it up next turn. It doesn't destroy any of my cards, admittedly. Awkward. So we go Torpor Orb just to kind of lock them down further. We go Stonebrain to name Assassin's Trophy. Because that's the only way they get through the current board state. I'm going to just loop the Stonebrain. Stonebrain. I guess I'm not going to be tapping this, so Stonebrain, target you again, this time Assassin's Trophy. Assassin's Trophy. And confirming one other thing. What is this? Yara and Oski. Look at opponent's hand, choose a card. No, I don't care about that. So yeah, it's just Assassin's Trophy, 2 Besejus, and Force. Alright, Assassin's Trophy out. And that's a cat in hand. We'll pass. Make what? Light source. Lawbringer is not historic. And web. And then choose a card type other than creature. So are they naming a type here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We should be able to play everything in our deck with the exception of Ugin because of Gaddock Teague. Choose Artifact, that's fine. Gilded Goose. Triggers. And Ritual. At this point, I don't think I care about the ritual effects. I think I more or less only care about just getting rid of ways that they can deal Flute Bridge. Well, this is a painfully long time. Ritual for you, Wolf. Trigger Sam. Draw. Temple. Plus card on a food. And at that point, we'll pass. Karn needs to stick on board, so this bridge needs to stick on board. Right now looking for Force or for Beseiju. We can Needle Effect Beseiju with a Flute. We have one more Flute, and then we can get rid of Force of a Brain. At that point, they're locked down. And we can just slowly but surely kill them with Flash Raker triggers. Yeah, because we can't minus Karn. Returns Urine Oski to hand. So they can web again. They can tap the Gilded Goose for white. And then in web, name a different type. Okay. Sam Trigger. Gilded Goose. Non-creature spells. Oh, yeah, they can't cast Force because of Gaddock Teague. That's right. That's actually really funny. That's actually really funny. Sacrifices Young Wolf. Young Wolf enters. 4 triggers. So I think we just need to get rid of Beseiju then, as a start. I mean, if I had a way to deal with Teague, then I would just freaking extinguish her Battleship at this point. Plus Karn on a food. Next turn, we'll go for it. So yeah, we'll either Brain for Beseiju or Flute for Beseiju, either ways. Yeah. I mean, the downside of braining Beseiju is the fact that there's less cards in their deck that they can pull from, right? So they could still play the Beseiju at that point, or they could still draw into Beseiju if I flute it. Versus if I Beseiju it, then there's a higher chance that I draw into Force, I suppose. But yeah, as long as they have Teague, they can't Force, but they have the Birthing Writ, which will allow them to sack it, theoretically. So they have a way to... oh, speaking of the devil. Force? What is this? Court of Calling for 1. So they sacked Gaddock Teague for Court of Calling. Okay, not Force. That's fine. Yes. That gave me a bit of a heart attack. What did you grab? Another Young Wolf? I mean, if Gaddock Teague stays off a board, we can play Ugin. Oh, they're going to scry. What do they sack? So they're looking for Beseiju or for... Okay. Oh, this is awkward. It's end step. And I have to kind of let them just do it. 0 top, 1 bottom. Sack. 0 top, 1 bottom. Yeah. That's a bit of a problem now. The Visor Seer could potentially find them what they need. Yeah, even think about that. Might off board. So that we could minus Karn. I guess it's a historic they can bring back with Samwise, right? So they could bring back, yeah, they're going to bring back Gaddock Teague. That makes sense to me. There's Gaddock Teague. So Force again is offline until Gaddock Teague's off board. The Viscera Seer is an issue, though. There's Boseiju. Which means I don't have instant speed removal. That's actually not true. We do have instant speed removal. I can draw a card. Draw a card. They found the Boseiju. Ah, son of a... I guess I should have done that prior to, but there was a non-zero chance that we'd draw into it is the problem. Draw. Flesh Rakers, not it. Yes, for the swamp. And now they can just win, right? I guess with Sam... Yeah, they could have returned it as well, so they can besiege you multiple times. Huh. And at this point, they just win. There's nothing I can do. I guess maybe before they play the Gaddock Teague again, we could have K-commanded. The thing is, they didn't top with a Scry draw, so I had no reason to assume they found the Boseiju. So they must have drawn it and just not fired off until that turn. But why? I mean, that's the game I lose, yeah? Yeah. Alright, we'll concede. That's a weird one. They scried to bottom, so I had no reason to assume they had the Boseiju. Or a Force, for that matter. I mean, I assumed they had the Force the moment they sacked the Gaddock Teague the first time. Weird. Alright, well... Yeah, I think I probably could have been a bit more efficient there. Maybe instead of Stone Braining, just the Torpor Orb, question mark? I don't know. Like, we needed to keep Karn on board, so I think the bridge was necessary. The Sylvan Safekeeper stopped me from exiling their cards, but I guess maybe on the first Devourer, what we could have done, probably should have done, is got rid of the Birthing Ritual. Assuming that they could have Court of Calling for Sylvan Safekeeping. That would have limited their options earlier on. We wouldn't have to worry about the Grist. We wouldn't have had to worry about the Ruthless Lawbringer, at least as quickly. Right, they would have churned through their deck as quickly, thinning it. Yeah. Interesting. Alright, well, unfortunate, but it is what it is. That there will be the end of this YouTube video. With that being said, as always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see the lines that I missed and mistakes that I made, or any general feedback, be much appreciated. For as much that I help y'all learn from me in both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached a point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. However, if you do want to watch these videos recorded live, you can catch them over on Twitch, Mondays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST, and Friday through Sundays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. Or you can head over to my Patreon, where you can watch these videos early and ad-free. With that being said, though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye! Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Eldrazi Tron on the draw for game one. And we are on the TKS version, not the Fleshraker version. DRC looking like it could be good old prowess. TKS. I don't want to dismember DRC, but I don't want them hand sculpting, so I'm going to say goodbye DRC. And pass. So now we have 4 hits off top for Tron on 3. Would like a soul land here. Swift Spear's fine. Bobble. So there's no cutter in hand. That much is obvious. Yeah, Temple would be ideal so we could K command out the Swift Spear. Then Bobble target me. Yep. Trigger. Draw. He's a Ugin. We'll play a power plant and then pass. Hold the K command. Wooded Foothills fetch Surveil. Surveil trigger will resolve. And pass. And hold. Land 3 in hand. Attack with Swift Spear. What the fresh hell do they have in hand right now? Bolt. Growth. Okay. Down to 10. Violent Urge. Down to 4. Sorry, down to 2. Yeesh. Now we're in bolt range. Not thrilled about that prospect. 'Tis a mine. I mean, we hold the K command. Fetch Scouting Tarn, Surveil. 1 card in hand. Mountain, no Surveil. Bolt range, Lava Dart range. Combat. Let's not belabor the point. Ramp and exile. Done. Bolt. Dart. Why would you sandbag that? I'm very confused. Concede. So, prowess, loss. Like, did they think I could K command it prior to the flashback? Because there's no way I could. Weird. Alright, let's take a look at the sideboard guide for prowess. We will cut, let's see. Cut needle. Cavern for EE Flute. Yes, EE Flute. And needle. Yeah, that looks right. Let's run it back. I guess I could also bring in Ballista, cut a swamp. It's not a bad idea, actually. Though, I think maybe they do play Blood Moon. Hold on. Does Prowess play Blood Moon now? No, doesn't look like it. On the play for game 2. Sure, we can keep this. It's interactive enough. Reveal Devourer. Trigger. There's a power plant. We'll grab power plant. Mine. Bobble. Pass. And pass. So no Slick Shot Show Off from exile. No Lava Dart. Steam Vents. It's another DRC. We draw. Lab. We will exile DRC. Ramp and exile. Done. DRC down. We do have EE if needed. Can go EE for 1. Steam Vent Shock down to 15. Is this a Slick Shot? Nope, another DRC. And a Swift Spear. In that case, I'm going to block and pop the bauble. Draw a card to the card. And draw. Swamp for EE. I'm going to crack it now so that way they don't surveil off of the DRC. Crack and pass. And pass. Next turn we can card grab Trinosphere and set up Islet, 4 in hand, casting EI, Slick Shot. Okay. Attack for 1. Down to 19. Draw. Ease a Temple. We'll play the Power Plant though. And cast Karn. Do you have Consign? No Consign, minus Karn. Yes. For Trinosphere. And pass. And pass. You're going to want Karn off board ASAP. Preordain, EI. Trigger Slick Shot. I imagine you hit Karn unless you can somehow kill me. One, two, three, four, five, six. One short of the Oog unless I draw into Tower. What did you put in exile? DRC. Attack Karn. Karn down. Yep. Draw. Flute. So in that case, we can go Flute. Name Consigned Memory. You should fetch the Scouting Tarn, admittedly. Consigned Memory. Cast Trinosphere. Pass. Sorry, friend. What is this? You're trying to replicate. You can't. The flute says no. Oh, into the Flood Maw? Oh, and then Consign? Ah, damn. Steam Vent Shock? Consign? I mean, I can't do much about that. I try my best there. I mean, you got at least 2 non-creature spells out of hand, so that's a good thing. There's a Swift Spear. They at least give me a fish for my troubles. 1 card in hand. Scouting Tarn, fetch. Surveil. Looking for Lava Dart in yard, I guess. Slick Shot to yard. Draw a card. And attack for 2. Down the 17. End step and draw. Tezzeret. Bubble's already in yard. We do have Ballista. So we could Ballista for 1. We could also Soul Guide Lantern. Soul Guide Lantern's actually appealing here. But actually, you know what we can do? We can grab Map. Cast. Yeah, so let's do that. Cast Tezzeret. Does Tezzeret resolve? Tezzeret resolves minus Tezzeret for Map. Cast Map. Trigger Tez. Have I played a land this turn? I don't believe I have. Crack Map for Tower. Play Tower. I think we just hold the flute, right? We can block with a fish. Hold the flute. We could flute Consign on end step, I think. I guess we should do it after combat at the very least. We can flute Consign, yes. I think Fluting Consign then wasn't as impactful. Because if they have it, then they consign it. But they didn't have it since they didn't consign the Tezzeret. I feel like they would have. Because if they want to hold up Consign for, let's say, Devourer, they're going to have to hold up all their mana now. Spiral of Canals, tapped, 2 in hand. Go to attacks. Do you attack Tez or me? Because my thought is we can hold up Flute on the off chance they try and, like, Lava Dart. Go to blocks. Blocks. Tez to 1. End step. Flute. Name, consign to memory. Trigger Tez. Okay. Draw. K command. So I can K command, exile Slick Shot, then have 2, 4, 7 left over. So that if they have the... Yeah, I think that's correct. Actually, do I need to ramp here? Probably not. So scry draw, exile, exile you. 2, 4, 7, hold Ugin. Basically just trying to bait out a consign. No consign, bottom, bottom, top, and draw. I will cast Devourer as a blocker. Triggers, yield to all. Okay, so they definitely don't have consign then. No reason to 0 on Ugin. We'll pass. And pass. And draw. We haven't played a land this turn, and this will trigger Tez. Crack the map for a tower, play tower. We do have Ballista mana. I'll go to combat first. Minus Tez. Ballista. 2, 4, and we'll scoop it up. Alright. Go sideboard for game 3. We want the gemstone back. And we'll cut Chalice here and run it back. Okay. Okay. Being on the draw here is a little bit rough. I mean, we keep it. That is a turn 3 Tron. We keep, we reveal, we pass. And if we see the need, we can then just go for K command instead. Honestly, it might just be correct to go for K command. Fetch scouting tarns. We could just go this route. There's Swift Spear, attack for 1, down to 19. Down to 18. Bobble will target me. Mutagenic Growth. Alright, down to 15. 15 all. They should have gone for Bobble after I have resolved Devourer, admittedly. Tezzeret, Karn, and Ugin. I mean, Karn can go for Trinisphere on 3. Tezzeret can go for Bobble. Ugin gains me life. And I think Karn for Trinisphere is probably correct. Yeah, we'll go Karn. And I think we go Mine Map then in that case. Yeah, we'll go Mine Map. And pass. And pass. DRC. Preordain. So that will be 4 types in Yard. I mean, now I am tempted to K command, exile Swift Spear, exile a type in Yard, though, is the only thing. I think that might be correct. Imprint Devourer, K command, ramp. I guess actually you could exile, exile. Exile, exile, preordain. And done. And pass, and pass. We play Karn next turn. Their focus should shift to Karn. EI? EI, okay. I knew that the main sorceries they had were EI and Preordain, so I was just hoping they wouldn't see it. The Scouting Tarn, I think, was not the right choice. Mutagenic Growth, they have a lot of those. I guess Bauble. Yeah, I guess maybe going for Bauble would have been correct, actually. Yeah. Draw. Tower. I will cast Karn. Does Karn resolve, or do we see a Consign? Consign is fine. It's not ideal. The benefit here is next turn we can crack map, play Sire. And if Sire resolves, we might just be able to win. Keeps it on top. And pass. If DRC is the only creature on board, though... Okay, so I think we have to go for Sire, yeah. We have a Violent Urge? Oh, son of a... So that's 8. That's 10? That's lethal? Yeah, okay. Alright. I mean... The only thing I could have done differently would have been to K-command the Bauble instead of the Preordain. So I should have done that, admittedly. Yeah, because that would have kept them off of lethal damage. So, unfortunate. A bit of a misplay on my part. Like I said, my thought process was the main sorceries they should have are EI, Preordain. So that should have been 8 hits. In that case, they should have 7. I should have also recognized that Bauble would have been 3. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, well, we'll be back for match number 2. Alright, we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. 7-mana Valley spell off top or another Temple gets us to TKS on 2. Yeah, we can keep this. Basically, we're just looking to see if we can go TKS beats. We'll cast the map, and pass, and pass. Worst comes to worst, we crack map next turn. Ooh, this is mono white land destruction. Haven't seen that in a minute, but thankfully I have the TKS. So cast TKS. Let's see. Hello. Cleansing Wildfire, Path the Exile, White Orchid Phantom, another Citadel. I mean, I think they probably Path the Exile or Cleansing Wildfire me, so I think I'm going to stake out the White Orchid Phantom. Yeah. Well, I guess if I take out the Path, then we can just TKS beats, right? So maybe do I care about the White Orchid Phantom? It takes out a land, sure. Maybe I Take out the path. Yeah, I think I take out the path, actually. Okay. Take out the path. Because also this comes in... The Sunken Citadel comes in play tap, so they can't play the White Orchid unless they draw into a land. Yeah. They would need a plains. So Sunken Citadel. Draw. We have Tower. We have Mind Stone. We have TKS number 2. And you put red. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't control planes, so they can't play White Orchid Phantom, so we get rid of the Cleansing Wildfire. Yeah. Go to combat. And pass. There's Ardent Veil. Draw. Power Plant. Cast Karn the Great Creator. Reprieve? Unfortunate. Go to combat. I mean, lethal's on board. So they need the Magmatic Hellkite, right? I guess at least they need a blocker. Field of Ruin. So they can Field of Ruin and White Orchid. Yeah. So they can get rid of the Devourer. Yes, Devour's down. But you still need a blocker. Swamp. There's White Orchid. ETB targets. So 2, 3, 4. I guess. Wait. What? Opponent. You know I have Tron set up, right? Okay. Swamp. Relic. End step. Crack map. For mine. We draw. Ugin? Yield to all. Alright. That was, in fact, a choice. I'll take it, though. Alright. So, land destruction. We definitely want Flute. We cut Chalice. I want to say they play Solitude, so Vexing Battle's decent. Sometimes they do play Crucible, so Soul Guide Lantern is an option. Needle's good, Flute is good. Yeah, I mean, I think we just keep everything here at this point. Yeah, alright, run it back. On the draw for game 2. I mean, we force him to have it. We keep it. We pass it. Tease a plains. And roll. Tease a swamp. I did not want to see the swamp, admittedly. We'll pass. And pass. You have a White Orchid. Tis a White Orchid. Hits the mine. We have another one. Yes. For a swamp. We draw. Tis a Tezzeret. I'll play that on mine. And we'll pass. Demo field. Rude. Take 2 down to 18. End step. Yeah, it's fine. Draw. Tis a map. Sure. Float. No. Crack map. For mine. play mine, cast map. Pass. And pass. 2 down to 16. Another field. Rude. Fail to find. Be cool if you stopped doing that. Look at that. It's another mine. We'll pass. It's my last one. I guess I should have played tower in that case, actually. Should have had mine be the last one I played. Actually. That is true. All the field effects. Yeah. Like I said, should have made mine the last one. That was my bad. Fail to find. Crack the map. Temple or lab? We'll go lab. With this. 3. Rude. Fail to find. I have no lands. No lands indeed. Power plant. Pass. I guess I should probably play a swamp, realistically speaking. I mean, we're probably losing this one, but we're not dead yet. And White Orchid Fin. Yeah, I'll just skip at this point. We'll just get it out of the way. Alright, we'll cut the Gemstone Caverns, bring in the Chalice, and run it back. Yeah, I definitely could have sequenced my lands differently, but I don't think it would have mattered, unfortunately. I just had land destruction every single turn. On the play for game 2. 8 hits off top, but it's really risky. I'll keep it. I'm not a stranger to risky hands. Tis a plains, tis a map. We pass. And pass. Tis a Sacred Foundry, tapped, draw, flute. Unfortunate. Needle name Field of Ruin? Needle name Field of Ruin. Would have been nice to find a land, but no land. We'll pass. Castle Ardenvale. White Orchid Phantom. He's a White Orchid. I will grab a swamp. Here's a swamp. We draw. There's the tower. A bit late. Not that it would have mattered. We wouldn't be assembling Tron here. We could flute Demolition Field. Demolition Field. So the field effects are offline now. Go to combat. Swing for 2. Down to 18. Mountain. They also play Magmatic Hellkite. Imagine they also play freaking... There's Geomancer's Gambit. Yes. Swamp. Draw. Tis a Karn. Crack the map. Do we want to play the Temple right now is the question. Kind of don't want to. Maybe I should have held the map. Because I kind of want to hold the Temple now so we can K command next turn. Yeah, I think I have to do that, actually. Take the 2. Down to 16. Demo field, don't care. It's under Needle. Draw. 'Tis a Tezzeret. Hold K command. So now we can K command. We draw. Sunbait Canyon. White Orchid attacks down to 14. Go to end step. Do you have a reprieve? Ram Scry draw. Done. Reprieve. Yep. Draw a card. And draw. Yeesh. Fire it off again, looking for a land drop. K command. Another one. Yeah, maybe I should have held it. Forced them to hold up the mana. Now they could magmatic Hellkite me. I mean, they could always White Orchid me. It's the magmatic Hellkite that's now the issue. There it is. Damn. Yeah, I guess I should have held it. Fail to find. Yeah, I can at least dismember the Hellkite. White. Passing. Draw. Hey, it's a lab. I will tuck Devourer. I will cast this now. We'll take 6, but I'm trying to get to Ugin, I think. Dust is also a tempting offer, but I kind of need a land. That's not a land. So I might just need to dismember then. I'll take the 6. Do you have more land destruction? Probably. It's a land. And White Orchid. It's White Orchid. And blow up land. Yep. I will not, because I will fail to find lethals on board. Draw. He's a tower. We can do what? Opponent says GG's. That's a bit early in my opinion. I mean, I guess maybe they have a reprieve in hand is their thought. We can K command X equals 3. Well, that's not enough, so I need to dismember the magmatic Hellkite, right? Swamp Tower? Yeah, I think so. We'll go there, upkeep. Dismember. Pass and full. All right, down to 2. Want this. Draw a card. Sunbait Canyon. Draw. TCast doesn't do it. So, what's the play here? We need the K command. Exile White Orchid. But then we can't do anything else, can we? I don't think we have Walking Ballista, not that I think would matter. No. We can ramp Scry draw. That doesn't do anything, though. I think the White Orchid does get me. Yes. Because we exile, we can ramp, we have 3 left over. Yeah, I guess what I should have done is when we played the K command in our turn into the reprieve, we should have held it. So that way they had to hold up mana for the reprieve and not play the magmatic Hellkite for another turn. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that will be that, unfortunately. We'll concede. GG's. Yeah, in my opinion, don't ever go for the GGs until like you know for certain that you have the win. More accurately, don't GGs until like after your opponent's conceded. Otherwise, it's just kind of like, I don't know. In my opinion, it's snobby. It's bad sportsmanship, in my opinion. Like, if you're doing like GG's question mark, like, okay, do you concede? That's fair. Like, asking for a concession's fair. But like going GGs before you've won the game is a bit unsportsmanlike. But regardless, we'll be back for match 3. Alright, back for match 3 on the draw for game 1. We'll keep Gemstone, Pitch Swamp, and pass. Ugin Lab, Ugin, draw. T is a Tezzeret. We'll cast the Mind Stone and pass. I mean, I think if it is a mirror match, Tron v Tron, then a Karn 2 should be pretty good. I say as they play a Karn 2, shit. Well, you know, my statement was not incorrect. A Karn 2 is good. For my opponent. Lab? I need a lab off top. That's not a lab. I mean, we're not dead yet. We play Temple. We cast Tezzeret. Tezzeret minus for Needle. We'll pass and pass. So now we can Needle Karn. Liquid Metal. Liquid Metal target Temple. Yes. We draw. TKS. Needle. Name Karn. The Great Creator. Trigger Tez, always yield. And at that point we pass. The thing is now even a Soul Land doesn't allow us to play TKS or Karn. Ooh, there's a mine. They're passing 6. Draw. Liquid Metal Coating. Yes, draw. Jesus. Okay, we'll pass. And pass. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They could have Ugin next turn. Liquid Metal Coating. Draw. I need lands. Pass. Return Sire 7 deaths, was that? That's a clock. He's a Sire. Yep, that's a 3-turn clock. We draw. Coding. Hey, look at that, it's a mine. So, what can we even... I guess if we draw into a power plant, we can cast Sire? Well, I guess not next turn, admittedly. Attack me or Tezzeret? That's fine. Attack Tezzeret. Gives us another turn. The thing is, they're going to have Ugin up soon. Draw. Tower. Draw. Power plant. Give me a power plant. Come on, game. You can do it. You can do it. Otherwise, Temple, Lab, both of those would be good. So we should have, was it 3? That's not what we want. Cast the Mind Stone, pass. Return Ugin to hand, play Ugin. No K command? Yeah, that's not looking good. K command X equals 8. I mean, you can definitely still play Ugin here. That is for sure. Methinks I've lost this game. We'll pass. There's the Ugin. Oh, they got Tron. Didn't even notice that. Draw a card. Hit me for 7. I mean, we're now on a 2-turn clock across both Ugin and Sire. Liquid Metal Coating. Draw. Ease a map. Yeah, we're just gonna concede. I can't do anything at this point. Alright, let's go sideboard. So we want Flute. Let's see, Eldrazi Tron. We want Flute, Ballista, Brain Leveler. And cut Gemstone, Soul Guide, Dust, and Chalice. And let's go to set, or go to game 2. On the play for game 2. 8 hits off top, we'll keep. Let's see what we can do. Reveals Devourer. Tis a power plant, and map, and pass. And pass. Alright. Exiles everything. Draw. Tis a lab. Play Temple. Bauble, pass. Unless I'm tempted to Bauble, draw. Opponent scoops it up. They must have... I think that's as too early to scoop, in my opinion. But they must have been looking for another Tron land and just scooped when they didn't see it. Weird. Bring in the Gemstone, cut a swamp. I don't think we bring in Chalice at all. Even, yeah, we just cut Chalice in general. Not a matchup where Chalice is effective. I mean, like, there are some niche scenarios, I suppose, but still. Yeah, we keep this. We pass. Tis a tower. Draw. K command. Tis a map. And pass. And pass. Tis a mine. Tis a flute. Naming map. Rude. I mean, that's the right choice. Yeah, especially if you have power plant in hand. There's still a chance we draw in the power plant. And we can redraw off a Bauble. Otherwise, we have Karn next turn regardless. I guess there is the downside of if they have Karn... I guess they can go Karn Liquid Metal. Does my K command save me from that? No. Tower. Bauble. We'll use the Bauble as a redraw. And there's the power plant. You have Karn. In response, crack the bauble. Redraw. Looking for a power plant. Thankfully, the K command will help us. There's a mine, not what I was looking for. We'll pass in full. So we can at least play the K command X2 on their turn. There's the liquid metal to play the liquid metal. Yep. And target tower. Draw. Lab. Lab. Imprint. Sire. Hold K command. Let's see if they sequence this correctly, because what they should do is coding target one of my lands, then phase change after I've floated. The other question is, do they go for lab or go for tower? Personally, I would go for mine, but that's me. I like to keep my opponent's towers on board. They play another tower. They have 10 mana too. I mean, I guess they could go Extinguisher Battleship, pop a land, and also Liquid Metal. We'll float 2. Do you phase change first? They do. Smart. Ramp Scry draw. Ballista Tower, bottom, draw. Temple. Karn -4, Battleship or EE? Yep, Battleship. That is smart, because it clears his spawns plus takes out a land. Battleship. Targets. Bold move, Cotton. If I draw into the power plant, we'll float out of principle. Passing. Draw. Okay, so what we can do, though, is actually kind of fun. Karn. You know that map you wouldn't let me freaking do anything with? That map's gonna beat your Karn in the freaking face. Let's have a Dismember. Combat. At Karn. Karn down. Oh, that's funny. There's a Flash Rake. What you got? 3. K command? Oh, do you only go K command for 3? No, that can't be right. Map. Oh, okay, you're casting map through flute. Makes sense. Draw. Temple. What am I sideboard right now? We can do what? We can't crack map for Tron. We could play a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can play Siren next turn, right? I suppose I could minus Karn Liquid Metal and just try and reduce this turn. That might just be the best play. Yeah, okay. So in that case, I will Karn minus yes for Liquid Metal. Cast Liquid Metal. We'll play Temple. Go to your upkeep opponent. Liquid Metal, target tower, just reduce a little bit. Eight. Oh my god, main deck leveler, fresh hell. Yeah, leveler target Karn. Karn down. Triggers. Battleship. Hit me for 12, down to 5. Frickin' yikes, man. So what's my out here now? Do I have an out? I think my out is actually Karn. Which means I can't go for Sire. Sire wouldn't do anything anyway, so we keep Sire tucked. Yeah, I think my out is Karn. We draw Karn. Tezzeret's not Karn. Shocking, I know. Yeah, that'll be that. We will concede. Alrighty. Well, I think we're just gonna keep the first half of this recording and not the second half. Because, yeah, the TCAS list underperformed. Again, mind you, I think the only time where we cast TKS was our win against land destruction. So that's the funny part too. Like, while we did 0-3 here, our loss in game 3 against Prowess, we should have exiled Mishra's Bauble. So funny part is the answer is no. Tezzeret's actually performing better than TKS, or as good. I'll bring up the stats in a second. I can end the recording though. I'll just take the first half of tonight's video and then upload the 2-3.